Hello, it's me again. Let's get going with the verb should, okay? We have already seen the meaning of the verb, how to use, and now there are more examples, more contexts in which we can use the verb should. So let's get going. In the last video, the telephone rang and I had to bang the telephone, right? It's like this. I have to bang the telephone. I hate when the telephone calls when I'm doing something. And I'm on my free time, you know. I'm not supposed to be bothered or anything like that. Okay, anyway, it happens. Okay, when we have seen that we use the verb should to express the idea when you want to give a piece of advice to someone, when something was expected to happen, right? You had a course of action, then something else happened and deviated from the previous, from the planned course of action. We can use the verb should to express expectations in the future. We expect something to happen in the future. Of course, because you can't expect something to happen in the past. But here, for example, it's another situation. You expected something to happen and it didn't happen for some reason. And now you expect something to happen. So it's going forward. For example, I have been studying hard this year. I should pass the examination, the exam. So it's like cause and consequence, okay? You do something, so you expect something to happen. So what do you expect when somebody has been studying for a long time? You expect that person to have a good performance on the test, right? So that's the idea. For example, there are many stores downtown. You should be able to find what you want. Okay, there is a variety of stores downtown, so it's not difficult to find what you need to do, right? So if you have many options, the probability of you finding what you intended originally is very high. So you expect something to happen. You don't expect it to be difficult. So you should be able to find what you wanted, right? What you have envisioned to happen. When you say, for example, I should have studied more. What's the idea here? When I say I should have studied more, it means that you studied little, or maybe not, you haven't studied at all, and the result was not satisfactory, right? You didn't have a nice result. You got a very bad grade, for example. You got 4 out of 10. It's pretty bad, isn't it? It's not good, 4 out of 10. So I studied little, or maybe I didn't care too much about it, so I haven't studied much. So after everything happens, after I get the not satisfactory result of the test, I think of myself, I should have studied more. Okay, so you see, I didn't study, but it would have been the right thing to do. I should have studied more. All right, so that's the idea. The movie on the theater was great. You should have come. Okay, so your friends invite you to go to the movies and you say, I don't know, that movie doesn't seem to be my type of movie. I didn't like the synopsis, the description was not good, so no, I will drop, I will do something else. Then, after the movie, your friends come to you and say, wow, you should have come, the movie was great. Okay? You see? So, what's the pattern of this situation? You didn't do something, you had a result, and then, knowing the result, you regret it. Or people say that you should regret it, right? It's a feeling of regret because, you should have come. I should have studied more, okay? It's like this. Another situation, I have drunk, I have drunk too much beer. Oh my god, my spelling is terrible today. Beer. I have drunk too much beer. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, I shouldn't. Why shouldn't you have done that? Because today I have a terrible hangover, right? Hangover is a consequence of you drinking too much. When you drink too much alcohol, the next day the possibility of you having a hangover is very high. So after you have hangover, oh my god, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, you did something, but it's not right, or you shouldn't have done. Okay, I should have paid attention to the teacher. Okay, I didn't pay much attention to the teacher. I should have paid attention to the teacher. Why? I had a terrible result on the test, okay? And then, you shouldn't have listened to our conversation. When the person is too picky and wants to eavesdrop other people's conversations. I'm like that. I love to hear gossips, to overhear people speaking. Oh, sorry, I overheard your conversation. You shouldn't have overheard my conversation. You shouldn't have listened. I should have paid attention. So what's the pattern of these three sentences here? We have the verb should, we have the verb have, and we have the main verb in the past participle. You see, paid, listened, regular verbs, done, an irregular verb, do, did, done, okay? So it's different, they have different meanings after all. When you say something, let me see, you look stressed out. You should have some drink. Okay, so here, for example, okay, you should have some drink, relax. I'm giving you a piece of advice, okay? So here we have should and the verb, right? The main verb. It's not the present perfect here. But when you say, oh my God, I have a terrible headache, right? I woke up with a terrible headache. And then your friend tells you, you shouldn't have drunk too much. Okay, so here, it has no relation to something that is going to happen. It has no relation with cause and consequence. No. You see a fact and you give a piece of advice based on this fact. I'm stressed out, then I should have some drink. Here, no. It's another situation in which I have a terrible outcome. It's a result of something that I have done. I did something and had this outcome or result. What's the outcome or result? I have a terrible headache. So let's investigate what's the cause. What probably caused you to have a headache? I think about something else. What makes you think that I have a terrible headache now? Because I drank too much. And then I say, I shouldn't have drunk too much because I had a terrible outcome. So I did something, but I know I shouldn't have done that. Okay? So it's very straightforward. It's not difficult. We have another verb, just to finish this topic. We have another verb which is very useful too, but I don't use it too much. I don't see people using it. That should has a synonym, which is ought to. Okay? I ought to study more. She ought to stop smoking. You see, it has the same meaning. It's no different. The negative sentence is different, okay? You don't say oughtn't. Oh my God, it has a terrible pronunciation, but it doesn't. For example, he ought not to go there right now. So just pay attention when you have negative sentences using ought to. You use ought, put the not just after not, ought not to go, and then the verb in the infinitive form. If I use the should here, it would be he shouldn't go there right now. So shouldn't go there. It's very straightforward. You use the verb should, not, and go. But here, the structure is a little different, so you have to pay attention, right? When you use ought to, end the verb, or ought not to end the verb. Okay? So that sums up everything about it. I guess we have finished. Not the topic of the verb should, because there is much more than meets the eye, right? It's more complex. No, it's not complex. It's easy. It just has many situations, and we must cover as many situations as possible so that you understand when to use, when not to use, okay? Bye-bye.